When I was 9, my parents built a stunning modern restaurant perched on the cliffs of Big Sur, California, where the whole family lived and worked. As a barefoot boy on the California coast, I loved the rugged terrain, redwood canyons, beaches, and steep mountains. This spectacular isolated setting turned out to be a big draw for the artists, writers, musicians, and actors, and our family-run business became a magnet for interesting people, both staff and visitors, from across the globe. Meeting these larger-than-life characters stimulated my mind and was a powerful influence. Their confidence, personalities, and colorful stories about the exotic worlds of Europe and the Orient filled me with longing to experience these places for myself. The progressive boarding school I attended as a teenager, which was full of cultured teachers and inquiring students, would rather intensify my burgeoning enthusiasm for a creative life of my own. My early years in San Francisco and Carmel. I was born on December 7th, 1937, at 2:47 a.m. at the Children's Hospital in San Francisco. December 7 would later become the infamous Pearl Harbor Day. My parents, Bill and Lolly Fassett, were both 26 at the time and already had a 1-year-old in tow, my brother Griff. Dad and Mom debated about a name for me. Griff had been named after Dad's maternal grandfather, William Elliott Griffiths, as Dad said. Why not please your family and name him after your grandfather? Mom had adored her maternal grandfather, Frank Powers, and she readily agreed, signed my birth certificate, Frank Powers Fassett. My antecedents were an eclectic mix of art philanthropists, entrepreneurs, academics, artists, suffragettes, and writers. This made my parents encourage creativity in anyone who crossed their path. Mom was a great romantic and loved the color in life. Dad loved drama. Neither had cultivated an art or craft, and so they didn't impose any particular artistic discipline on their kids. Still, they were always keen to promote celebration and heightened fun. Mom had been a very handsome young woman in her early life and had traveled around Europe with her painter grandmother, Jane Gallatin Powers, wife of Frank Powers. After Frank's death in 1920, Jane immigrated to Europe, taking her 2 youngest daughters. Her eldest daughter, my grandmother, was already married and had had my mother by that time, so she stayed behind in San Francisco. At the age of 17, my mother left California and went over to join Jane. Mom would regale us with tales of her 6 years spent in Paris, Rome, and Capri. One story I loved was how, on arriving at grand hotels, my great-grandmother would unscrew the door handles and replace them with her own more decorative ones. Mom also told us about the dashing, unusual clothes she wore during her years in Europe. She often described an apple-green satin dress that she had worn, for which she had made 1 peacock blue shoe and 1 emerald green. Is it any wonder I should develop a passion for color with inspirational visions like that embedded in my memory? One of my mom's aunts married the governor of Capri, so Mom spent many summer days swimming and evenings attending receptions and dancing at grand balls. My father was tall and handsome with a wicked sense of humor that gained more of a sadistic edge as he really got to know you. His personality would have made him a good 20th century TV presenter, prying out embarrassing stories from unsuspecting people.